Yeah. Welcome to the Retro Podcast.
Hey guys, this is our third one, and this week we have our guest with us, Mr. Dan Doolittle.
G'day guys.
That's what I'm going to call him.
Mentioned, I'm Dan Doolittle. I'm from D4n Games, and I'm just joining these guys today just to play some games and have a chat.
Yeah, and if you've seen or listened to any of the Gamers Grapevine podcasts that we used to be involved with, let's just say that Dan came from there. We met him there. Well, he and Alana knew each other. I met him there. It went well, and I'd feel like inviting him to chat with us as often as possible.
And I'm more than happy to do it as well.
So I saw that you were doing some extra work, or maybe you just got more inspiration towards your game.
Yeah, I did. I have been doing a bit of work here and there, but a lot of the time it's just me kind of looking at a screen, thinking what the hell to do next. But I recently went down to Melbourne for PAX Australia during the weekend.
Awesome.
Had a few chats with some of the indie developers there, and a lot of them are Australian based as well, and I've just been talking to this one guy that's literally motivated to push himself no matter what. This is kind of a dream of his, very similar situation to me.
Nice.
And just how he's developed this one game called Expand. It's a really cute, adorable game. I love the music to it, and it's just a very simple kind of indie game, and so I'll kind of build a relationship with him and just having a chat, and that's kind of what's inspired me to work harder.
That's awesome.
It is, mainly because whilst we didn't see any independent sort of game guys like that at things like Comic-Con, there were the independent comic book artists. And I love being able to go to these conventions, meet Aussies who are doing the same stuff, who really want your support, but you really want to help as well. That's just perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. It was funny enough because I spoke to a lot of them, and I've always talked about crowdfunding, like how to actually get some kind of revenue or some marketing strategies to get more well known, and a lot of them actually don't even go for stuff like Kickstarter or any of that kind of stuff. They're very much always diving into their own savings and pushing themselves as much as possible. Yeah. One guy that I spoke to was literally motivated purely for survival. If he did not do this, he was not going to get food.
That sounds like some people I
know. Well, it'd be a very stressful kind of thought, and I guess that would motivate anyone.
Well,
they keep the position I'd want to be in.
They keep talking about how our generation is in a little bit of trouble in Australia, financially wise. And we are all trying to do this creative sort of get out there, make my break, work on what you love and then get the benefit from that. It's going to become, what's the word? I guess overloaded with people one day, maybe. I mean,
I'd have to disagree with you on some points. It's not the fact that we're really financially struggling, it's the fact that Australia just doesn't see a proper industry for video games, which is really retarded. But nonetheless, our indie market and how much it's boomed is way more than some other countries, and it's a really good thing to see, and hopefully bigger things will come from it, but for the meantime we have a very strong market indie-wise currently. And it's only growing still.
That's pretty good. Do you think of a name of any big ones in Australia?
So we've got Epiphany Games. I know some of the guys there that work there. They also released one of their very first major titles, which was an RTS game called Frozen Half, is what I believe it is. So basically it's humans versus these type of alien creatures. And you've played StarCraft 2, I imagine, right?
A lot, yeah.
Okay, so you know how you had to build your structures as Zerg on your skin, which was creep?
Yeah.
So a very similar mechanic is that in Frozen Half, the alien creatures are very much ice-based, and you could build your structures and you would slowly expand your territory by freezing it over. And that's kind of what they went for. It's a very interesting mechanic.
So you have to build on cold, or whatever.
I've actually never played it personally. Okay. I have seen many videos of it, but I've never gotten a hands-down demo.
Okay.
So, from what I have seen, it's the fact that you start getting more resources, taking certain points, you start to slowly expand more and more and more, which gives you more buffs and benefits.
Alright, yeah.
So that's probably one of the bigger companies. You've got a few other ones like No Games, and emphasis on the no because it's pretty much N-O-O-O-O-O-O.
Yep. No.
Yes.
Oh,
so
wait.
they've got a few things up and running. There are a few other companies, and I just can't seem to think of them at the top of my head right now.
No worries. Alright, that's all good. So you've definitely been looking at that. That's good to know. I can come to you for stuff like that. Basically,
Yeah.
I really am like really keen on a lot of the Kickstarter stuff that does happen, but I know it doesn't all happen there. Obviously, there are still Indiegogo and Steam Greenlight and all that stuff. But like anytime someone wants to make a game that either pays homage to like a classic in a new way, but it, you know, makes it work today with the technology available, I'm keen on that straight away. So Super World Karts, that's something I'm really behind. Except the second Kickstarter, which is when it was successful, it seems to be split screen for PC. So you need obviously
not online sport.
Nah, so you need 4 USB controllers to input into it or something like that, which is not a problem these days, but obviously it turns a few people off of the idea. It was going to
Not
come...
every day you see 4 controllers plugged into a computer.
Exactly. I was going to actually get a hub for it because I've been thinking about that. But you can... The first time he did it, he did have a stretch goal for the Wii U, which I was begging to happen. I wanted that so badly. To have a new Super Mario Kart but be something entirely different and original would have been really interesting for everyone to check out. That's not happening, but Logo Destroyer is happening, and that looks fantastic. That's basically pays homage to Banjo and Kazooie, and it's fantastic. It looks really fun. It's the boss fights are going to be like Mega Man, actually, so that's really interesting to mix up with that.
You caught my attention.
Yeah, it's really worth having a look at. So they're called Left-Handed Games, and he is an Australian, but he does help a lot of Aussie game designers as well, like the guy who did Super World Karts. But oh damn, I just died of Mystic Heroes. I'm trying to remember the buttons again. It's actually jumping back into it with weak level characters.
While you're at
easy.
game over, I think you have the mouse on top of Daniel's head right there.
Oh yeah.
So for the past 10
my
minutes...
bald head some kind of character.
Well, it just looks like this one white.
Yeah, there's this one
yeah.
white thing, and I thought it was something in your background, but it's definitely on the top of your headphones, on the tip of your head. So...
Well, it wasn't actually.
No.
It was over the
Surprising.
Twitch stream, but you're underneath that, so it doesn't show that.
It's all good now.
But
Interesting for the people who are listening in right now.
yeah, all right. Well,
You did share it to Facebook, didn't you?
yeah, we're all good. I know there are definitely people, coming to watch it and whatever, but at the moment it's still just us, so we'll keep on going. I was gonna say there is so many game releases at the moment.
They're making me broke, I'm telling you.
I am broke from it, yeah.
I'm just about to end up buying, pre-ordering both the new 3DS and either Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire. I haven't made up my mind which one yet.
Well, I'm eventually going to get Alpha Sapphire. And...
I will be on Ruby as well, yeah.
yeah.
And I'll plan on getting a new 3DS eventually because there is a little bit too much that's good in it to pass up on, really.
Yeah. Tell
Like
me,
the processor,
what
the
case did you
processor
get?
definitely needed.
What case did you get?
I haven't bought it yet,
Oh.
but I plan to get the Pokemon Special one.
They are bringing out, I don't know why, but they're bringing out a white new 3DS, which is odd because they're all going to be interchangeable, but that's like the parts where you can't change, obviously.
Isn't that already out? Like, that's kind of one of the ones that are coming out? Isn't it white or is it grey?
White. Completely white. I'm not sure if it was already out, but I saw a post about it today and it seemed brand new to me, but it's probably out as well because the whole thing came out a lot quicker than I thought it would in general. Like, I remember when they announced it and they were calling it the LL and then like no one caught on and then they called it the new. So we saw that change.
Okay.
If I had the money, I would definitely go for the old NES controller case that you can put on it. Oh.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that going around actually. I missed out when I was at PAX. I could have actually had a hands-on demo of the new 3DS. I could have actually given it a shot and see what it was like.
Wow.
They had it at EB Games Expo, didn't they?
Yeah.
I never had a look at it. I really was supposed to, and I just
What?
sort of...
We literally were just standing there looking at them.
Well, I mean, I wanted to go right up to it and touch it and whatever,
Oh.
I just wanted to know that it would feel good for Smash. I want that extra stick to be the Smash stick.
So you're going to be one of those other people that are actually going to buy it for Super Smash Bros.
Exactly, yeah.
See, I am completely different on that. I am not going to get the Super Smash Bros. On 3DS whatsoever. I'm sticking to Wii U.
I get
it's funny
that.
because how they're marketing it is you want both games, and that's what they're aiming for.
Well, the thing is,
not to mention with the music CD that you get for free.
You'll be able to download it no matter what.
and Mewtwo DLC character that comes with it. Own both.
But it's not only that. Like you could use your 3DS as another controller for the Wii U.
Yeah, no, like I do understand that, but it's just
actually you need the game for that. That's right.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to buy the same game twice.
I understand because that's what I said at first.
But it's still the same game at heart.
I just did it because I couldn't wait. Like I said the same thing. I was saying I mainly want the Wii U version, but I want to play it now. I want to know what it's going to be like, and obviously it'll feel a lot different on the GameCube controller, and that will be the main reason to have it just in general. It's so good that they did that, right? Like,
I am
smartest idea.
Like, they're actually listening to us for once,
and
for a big company to listen to the community, good on them. Thumbs up.
With that, I was just thinking. Okay, so here are some possibilities I want to explore. Now they're giving us a GameCube controller adapter.
Yep.
A lot of people are saying hopefully that means GameCube Virtual Console, whatever. I'm hoping you won't need that controller for it because the Wii U Pro is fine, but giving us that is cool. I'm hoping you can plug the Game Boy Advance adapter into that adapter and do something.
Ooh.
Don't know why.
Yeah, that's actually really clever, considering that I've got it sitting right above my head.
I have 4 of them.
That can connect it with the Advance.
Yeah. Have you
but
played?
Then again, who has a Game Boy Advance nowadays? Like a lot of the time.
Well, yeah, they got rid of all those slots. They never wanted to bring them back. Which is why they brought out GBA
I've still
games.
got my SP somewhere hanging around in one of these boxes behind me.
I've got 2, and then I've been doing a lot of 4 Swords, which is why I have them on hand. And we are doing a 4 Swords episode this Sunday, and it will be very in depth and fantastic. Make sure to check it out.
You're gonna get more people in, or just you two?
It'll be my brother and my mum. Which is great because my mum loves the top-down Zelda games.
The only game my mum ever loved was a very old classic on the Game Boy, the brick big ones, the big grey ones.
Yeah.
Was a game called Sneaky Snake, where you go around eating, making yourself bigger, and then you have to weigh yourself to open the door to the next area. It was quite clever.
So it was like
if you
Snake.
broke it, you lost weight.
Alright, yeah.
Okay, real talk. What are your thoughts on the fact that Nintendo has finally, when we were speaking before about listening to the community and all that they're finally releasing the remake of Majora's Mask on 3DS?
Saw it coming. Took them long enough.
Yeah. Well, they're saying that they were working on it the whole time.
Since 2011 is when they actually quoted it, yeah.
Yeah, so I would say that just means concept work and whatever, like what they wanted to add, what they wanted to do. Like, I don't think they were doing it from the ground up from that long ago.
I'm gonna get some...
I doubt it did from the ground up. They would have reused some kind of sources, but what you have mentioned does also raise a question, because this has even been mentioned. It's not the exact same game, so what new features have they added? They've kept the old stuff, but they've obviously brought in some new things. I mean, when you think about it, Ocarina of Time had Master Quest, didn't it?
Yeah, and it's really cool. I enjoy it, actually. I have gone back to it a few times and been like, these dungeons, they make no sense, but they did what they could just to twist it up. But Majora's Mask, that had all the side missions. That had like 100 side missions. Or 50,
that was
or whatever it is.
Collecting those different masks and everything.
Yeah.
That's what's going to annoy me. Are they just going to rework dungeons to make it harder, or are they actually going to bring in new content, new things for us to do?
I highly doubt that.
New mask at least, maybe.
Well, see...
New mask? I don't know. I mean, you've already got the 4 character masks. Maybe a new other mask that might be able to do something a little different, but I can't imagine there being a new transformation mask.
Yeah.
Well, according to Did You Know Gaming, apparently there was supposed to be like a Link mask for the...
Skull Kid.
That's right, yeah. 3 more masks for the Skull Kid. Or 2 more. That's what the idea was originally, anyway.
Well, there's no proof that it was meant to be for Skull Kid. They just kind of saw that it was linked to Skull Kid.
Yeah.
And what my immediate thought is when Skull Kid tried on different masks before he picked up the Majora's Mask, when he robbed the Mask Keeper.
Yeah.
And when you look at the Mask Keeper, he's got all these different masks on him, including the Mario one, for those who've never picked up that Easter egg. You should hang yourselves if that's the case. But anyway, so I feel it's not going to be a use. I feel it was purely a cosmetic thing for that cinematic as to when he puts on different types of masks before he grabs Majora's.
Alright.
That's where my thought and theory goes, but nonetheless, I mean, it wasn't the game, anyone can come up with anything.
Have you seen the Japanese ad for Majora's Mask, like the original?
The original Japanese ad, yeah. Just the Jap girl, like, reacting to certain scenes and stuff like
Actually,
that.
no, it was just someone playing it, and then basically the mask goes, and it's like all these creepy stuff happening behind him. I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, don't you love when you put the mask on in that game? Just in general, that animation.
I do.
It's so great.
I'm gonna get to...
I watched a comparison video not too long ago, and a lot of things I was kind of disappointed with.
Yeah?
Like some of the effects, so when you first encounter Skull Kid and he turns you into the Deku Scrub, there was very much a cone of purple and yellowish kind of particle system going on.
Covering everything?
And that's when you got transformed. In this one, it's just purple. It's not pretty. Like, it is evil, but it's not pretty evil in a sense. I don't know if that makes 100%.
Well, hang on. Majora's Mask on the 64 made heavy use of the expansion pack and its textures. Heavy use. Like, it relied on that.
That 3DS will be able to smash that out.
Yeah, you'd think so, right?
If they do add extra content, I believe they should follow the manga, which is what happens is like the origin of Majora's Mask, and basically it was this monstrous creature that someone slayed one day, and somehow it was turned into a mask, which we would probably believe the mask salesman
just found. Or maybe he turned him into the mask.
But I'm gonna have some hate vibes here. I honestly didn't want this game to be remade for the I just felt like it didn't need to be made, but now it's just telling me, it looks like I'm going to have to play the original version first before it comes out.
Well, here's the thing, you've actually never played it, that's why. Like, I can understand, and I remember you saying that from day one, but it is a very different twist on any kind of Zelda game.
Exactly.
This thing is dark. This thing is nothing like the whole go save the damsel in distress. No, there's...
Oh, yeah, exactly.
The only thing I like about it...
Not just with yourself and the main antagonist. Everyone around it is being affected more ways than one. Like, Ocarina of Time had a bit of that, like where Death Mountain, the Goron started to starve since Volvagia came out from the volcano.
You ever notice they're always starving? Like in Majora's 2?
No, there was never really starving in Majora's.
You sure? When it went like Frozen Peak and all that stuff? I thought that was like the main idea behind it.
I know in the manga...
No, it was just that they were too cold.
That was it.
They were starving.
Oh, yeah.
But no, I see where you're coming from with that, but it was just everyone was in a certain disaster. I mean, the Zora's lost her children and they were kidnapped. Her unborn children. Then you had the Deku having his only daughter kidnapped and then blaming someone. Oh god, this brings up a theory. The 7 stages of grieving, I believe it is.
5.
Isn't it?
Yeah, that's
it's
what
5.
Yeah, it's 5.
But yes, the game is
I was about to bring this up. That's the only part I like the fact about this. And Did You Know Game brought up, like, it's basically... it wasn't Did You Know Game. It was the game theorist. He basically said that this could possibly be a game about the 5 stages of...
Well, it matches up. You've got everything's in 4s plus 1 more, like, most of the time. And it just... Well, it's already a parallel universe or whatever Terminator is, so why not just... Like, that straight away is just to cover, why are all these characters here?
Well, you see, it wouldn't need to be a parallel universe if it's just about the 5 stages of...
I know, but that's what they went with, and then that explanation comes easily from that. So, I'm not sure if that's what they were thinking when they did it, but it's a great theory to go with.
And this is a very strong one at that, because they had a lot of proof to back it up.
Exactly.
But again, that just shows kind of some of the steps of how dark that thing is. Like, when the aliens come and kidnap a lot of the
cows,
the farmers, What's her name? The
Malin.
girl's name that teaches
Well,
you
not
to
in
play
that
song
game.
in
Is
Ocarina
it?
of Time.
She's not
What
called
was-
Malin. That's her name in Ocarina.
Well,
Yeah, but I was trying to think of it. I couldn't remember it.
I've actually got the book here somewhere. I may grab it in a sec just to find out.
Wait, who has it?
Me.
Yeah,
You said you did- oh, the
manual
game,
agents
the game.
kidnap her and she loses her memory. They wipe her memory on her.
Yeah. I was gonna say, with them choosing to remake it, I was a little bit on the fence as well. The only reason I never thought that game was perfect, I guess I was just the difficulty level between it and Ocarina when I was a kid really put me off of it. But I did still finish it. Like I fought for a while to do that. But oh, did you lose something? Oh, you disconnected from us. Alright, so I was trying to reconnect with Dan. So while it does that,
Should I look for the manual?
well, it's just in there. Like, it's the
Yeah.
Majora's Mask box. Well, let's just think of something else quickly to talk about while we wait.
Talk about Halo.
Alright, so with all the releases coming out, I'm very excited to play Halo 2 Anniversary. I really want to play that in the Master Chief. I know the game just came out, but I don't have it, here. But I can't get it to the end of the week, which is upsetting. Are you back, man?
I am back. I was wondering if anyone noticed because you kept talking like, maybe I can just sneak my way back in.
Well, no, I did know that you left. I'm just like, oh, damn it. Well, we have to figure out something to talk about. Alright, well,
I wasn't going to be long.
we got the book
Video.
out for Majora's anyway.
Show your video, Dan.
Unless it'll crash, whatever you reckon.
Well, yeah.
I could always look it up on my end.
Alright, so I got a picture of it straight away, but that's just not telling the characters' names and stuff. It's Tingle.
Need to see your face.
Oh, my apologies.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Come on.
Here, I'll read through. You play.
Okay, I swear it has a name in there. If it doesn't,
What are
whatever,
we looking
it's
for
round.
again?
The-
Or like...
Oh yeah. Hang on. We might say it in there. Maybe not. But that was them. The mother and daughter or something, isn't it? And then she loses her memory and
Yeah. The aliens end up wiping her memory if you don't actually go in and save the farm.
Yeah, and but will that reset obviously after the 3 days though, won't it?
Everything resets.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how often you can complete an if trying to complete everything at once is always difficult.
Yeah, I basically remember I spent my first 3 days chasing those kids when I was a kid. And
yeah.
and then as soon as I realized where they were and how the game worked, I said, alright, now I'll do it on the first day. And I did it. And eventually, got to the Deku area, which is my favorite part of that game by far. I love the stuff with the poison lake, because it straight away makes me think of, well, I mean, this isn't why I love it, but straight away it made me think of what they did with Twilight Princess and Farron Woods.
Yeah.
Immediately I drew things to that and said, wow, that's exactly what I'm trying to remember and what I loved about that game for some reason. I really enjoyed being the little Deku scrub.
I'll be honest, I did end up getting up to halfway through the Poison Temple, Poison Island thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I stopped.
So when does that come out next year?
Yeah.
There's no release date, is there?
It's I think they said early spring to 2015 or late spring.
It's definitely next year, but I don't know if it's in the beginning of the year.
Romani! There we go.
Romani Ranch, that's right.
Yeah, of course.
Romani, young girl living at ranch with sister.
Most people I know who play Zelda games are big fans of Majora's. Not a lot of them shy away from it like we do, but I had no problem with it. It's just that it was, an expansion or a mod in my eyes at first.
You know what turns me off though? The fact that I could, many years ago, grab Majora's Mask and play it, but it's those Majora's fanatics that make me turn off the game. It's literally them being, whenever you play it, it's the best fucking game in the entire world, what are you doing? I'm
yeah, but then you meet 8-year-olds who say that, and you don't really want to listen to them.
see, that's the funny thing, I don't need to...
Yeah.
I'm sorry for all those people that are fans of the game.
Oh, seriously though, and you should have. Okay, so did you go to Symphony of the Goddess?
No.
Alright.
This is the funny thing.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, tell the story. Yeah, tell the story.
Alright. So, I was actually going to take Alana originally to Sydney.
Oh wow, there we go.
He was the guy I told you about that I had to double check and see if we were still going, and he's like, "Oh, I can't afford it now. Sorry." I'm like, "Don't worry, I got a plan B."
That's right. I do remember you saying that.
Bill swarmed me that day, and I'm like, "You've got to be kidding me." So yeah, originally I was going to take Alana.
Alright. Well, my brother and I took her. That was sweet.
That was my 21st present. I felt happy, but I didn't get the ticket for a keepsake because I wanted to frame it because it's the first kind of concert I've been to.
Well, I may have missed out on the symphony, but
Yeah.
I did end up going to see
Replay.
this one.
Sydney Symphony Orchestra. I can't read the rest of it.
Is that the Heroes one?
It is Replay.
It is Replay. I was going to buy tickets. I went up to... Because I'm just down the road from the actual store to buy them. So I can just walk in and get them anytime, really. But I went up. I asked the guy how much. I was pretty keen. And then I'm not sure what turned me off. I don't even remember.
I know. You just couldn't afford it because it was going to be
You
me,
did miss out. It was
Sonny,
actually very well
and-
structured. I wish it was longer.
Yeah.
It was somewhat short, but nonetheless, the quality of what they delivered, and they even played Chrono Trigger.
Yes! I was going to ask, because I knew there was other stuff. So what did they... Oh, wait. How much of Chrono Trigger do you know?
So they did all of Chrono Trigger. They didn't do anything with Chrono Cross though.
Did they do, like, Frog's theme and all that
Yeah,
stuff?
it was melody. It wasn't just one song.
Nice. I love that game, and I love that music. And it's fantastic. It's in my top 5 games of all time, by the way.
Yeah, same
If
here.
you watch the
in the rough though, not many people have played it.
Yeah. I have to play Cross. I really have to play Chrono Cross. I haven't played that one.
funny enough,
No, I haven't played that myself.
I did get the email for Replay Heroes, like they were going to redo it. I'm like, oh really? And then the email was like, yeah, in America. I'm like, damn you!
Well,
They did this for the Zelda one too, so I'm like, why am I getting these newsletters if they're not going to come back to Australia?
there will be a sequel to Symphony of the Goddess. That'll be interesting. Alright, so Dan's dropped out for a second, but that's fine. We'll just keep talking about the music stuff or whatever. I just think maybe we can't do webcam with him this time, that's all.
No, that's alright.
So while he's gone, I'll just tell you, you met Dan. He's cool. he likes Chrono Trigger. He likes cool games and all that sort of stuff. I'm just gonna talk him up while he's not here. Gonna make him sound like first person in the world or whatever.
It's not like he's a real douche or anything.
Nothing like that. Yeah.
I love if he came in and then I said that and he was like, what?
The timing would have been all right.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
But I better be around about a couple of seconds. He'll counter back.
it's all good.
Yeah.
All right. So,
You should really concentrate.
no, I'm going fine. I haven't died once I went into the 4-player mode. I left the story mode just so I could just muck around and play while chatting. Basically though, so they might do a follow-up to Symphony of the Goddess where it would be, they would, I think Dan just disconnected completely, where they just sort of take maybe music from other Zelda titles, because they covered the major ones that everyone knows and loves, but there were still
You should
some...
probably hold your contacts.
Do what?
You should hide your contacts so people don't look them up.
Whatever, it's just there for now.
Not my fault.
I don't know what happens if I minimize. Oh, okay, cool, there we go. Nice! Alright, babe. Anything you want to talk about now?
Let's see. So we are actually able to get D4n here in Australia. We just have to go to any store that gives us the download code. But you can also get the demo download for Alpha, Sapphire, Mega Ruby. But in my opinion, I just got the free Pokemon that will Mega evolve and all that with the new upcoming games.
We just talk about D4n.
And the download demo code as well. And yeah, so you get this Pokemon, I can't remember, but it's like a ball looking Pokemon, and I swear someone did like a Wario face on him as a parody kind of thing. But yeah, you get him as a freebie for Alpha Sapphire Mega Ruby, and then you get like free Pokeballs or whatever, and just encounter all these different people you're going to encounter. But the tutorial, the missions are kind of like this, like same over and over again, and then it would say you have completed this demo 11 times. For that, you get a free of this.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're talking about Galore, is the Pokemon that you'll get from it.
Yes.
And she's the only way you can apparently grab her for the Mega Evolve form.
Yeah.
Huh. Damn it.
Yeah.
You can only get it from the demo.
We'll see.
Only from the demo.
I said.
Do you have to play the demo a few times or just once?
No, once.
Sick. Alright, well, maybe I should do that.
Yeah. Well, we are going to EV Games next Friday or Saturday.
Yeah, I got a lot of games to buy this
You
weekend.
can pick it up from there. You can pick it up from
me.
JB Hi-Fi. That's where I got mine. You can also grab it from Target, Big W. Actually, those are the only 4 stores you can grab them from at the moment.
That's enough. That's easy enough, yeah.
It was really funny because when I was going hunting for both the Shiny Gengar and the Diancie, JB and EB Games just sold. Did not have them anymore.
Damn.
Went to Target or Big W, they were in the thousands.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So that's the backup.
We're going there.
So everyone goes to EB knowing that they're going to be there, but no one goes to the other outlets to go.
Well, see, I have a dear friend of mine. I'm not sure if he watches this or something, but he just exposed to this Facebook page I'm on that Target is selling Alpha Sapphire Mega Ruby for $44, which is like around $13 less. Wait. Yeah, $13 less than what EB Games and JB Hi-Fi are selling it.
They won't have stock for long if they sell out.
Yeah.
And no one,
absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of hoping that like they still kind of have stock, so I can go to EB and go, but I might go to Target because they might be selling it for $44. And they're like, no, come to us.
Yeah, I love the hidden secrets behind price matching. I explained it to Alana before.
Yeah.
It's basically, as long as the other store has the stock, then they'll price match it. But if they don't have it, but they advertise that price, you're not going to get a price match.
Correct.
Yeah. And I loved you doing the fake calls. I used to call up other stores and do this for them. Anytime a customer would ask me, Target had this for $60 and we'd have it for $67 or something, I'd look it up, but then I'd call them pretending to be a customer and be like, do you have this in stock? And they said, no, we just flat out deny the price match. So I don't know if it's still that harsh, but that's how harsh I was anyway.
Well, because I was just going to question it because of when you got, was it Super Smash Brothers you asked for a mark difference, or was it a different game? You went to EB and you're like, such and such had this for... I don't think that was Super Smash Brothers. I think it was, what was the last game you got there?
Crying, I don't even remember. That's the problem. I've been literally buying and playing a bit too many games at the moment.
Yeah.
I wasn't sold on COD, and basically every game I bought, I wasn't sold on it until about a week before it came out. And so because that all happened in the 1 month, I didn't really manage it very well. So I rushed out and got Bayonetta and COD and stuff like that, and I can't get Halo and I can't get WoW, and I wasn't gonna get WoW, but again I got sold on it a few weeks beforehand.
The one thing I'm annoyed about, so with Hyrule Warriors, Daniel?
Yep.
You know how by pre-ordering it you get like a free download link for Gandalf costume?
Well, not so much Ganondorf costume. It was basically costumes for designated, whether it be Ocarina of Time, Skyward Sword, or Twilight Princess. But yes, I know what you're on now.
Well, yeah, he hasn't got it because he lost the Nintendo Club code thing to get it.
The only one I've lost out of all of them.
Look, his face palming it right now.
I was pretty upset because I said to myself, I know where it is, I can get it, I can put it in, I can be happy. 3 days later, I still hadn't found it yet.
And this was around the time he was
How
moving.
did you manage that?
He was moving around that time too.
Yeah,
so
I moved house.
I did not see him once take it out. I saw him take out the scarf, the game, that was it. I swear it was not taken out anywhere.
But, oh well.
Mine was actually inside the game case.
Yeah, I wish I did that. I was going to leave it in there, and basically, as Alana said, I took it out without even realising myself, put it somewhere and lost it, which sucks, because I thank God though I didn't lose my Smash Brothers 3DS one, because I want that soundtrack legitimately. And But otherwise, I'm making sure to register everything like as soon as I get it now.
That's fair enough.
Because it comes
Have you actually
with...
signed up? Sorry, go on.
Yeah, well, I mean, it comes with bonuses, and I have been using my stars. I've been getting, I got the Game & Watch Collection 2 on DS, which is actually really cool. I didn't get the first one because they removed it by the time I went to buy it. Otherwise, I also got the Mario Party playing card deck, and they have replaced that with a Hanafuda one, but they also have like a gold version of it as well. So they are giving the Nintendo Club some love. It's just, I think they should add the eShop into it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So you're actually a member of the
Nintendo Club, yeah. But that's all. Like, I didn't sign up. Basically, when you go to the website, it's really weirdly organized. It's like
It is.
there's like 4 different logins, but you can only use one if you've only registered to one. So I don't know. I've been meaning to find out what other benefits you can get, but basically every other country's Nintendo Club looks better than ours. Like, ours looks worse in the UK, but it still says it's a UK site, which is so weird.
Welcome to the Oceania region.
Yeah.
The S doesn't have the ace in the middle. It's like a reflecting Club Nintendo kind of thing. You probably can't see it, but it's like a reflecting Nintendo hat and all that. And there's no like ace of spades in the middle.
Yeah, she's holding up the cards I was talking about.
Ah, okay.
Like, they show it for the ace of hearts and diamonds and clubs and all that, but
The only thing that's like really cool about them is that if you put them all together, it makes like a giant sort of poster image.
oh yeah, it does too. I
Yeah.
just realised.
And it's like per suit, so it's like, 4 tall and 13 wide.
Oh,
so it's actually a really cool poster because it's widescreen.
Cool.
If you could put those together and then just like put them in glass or something, sure, you'd never play with them, but it's kind of cool like that.
Well, they're just sitting on your shelf anyway.
Yeah, I've got a lot of playing card decks,
And
alright?
a lot of people do, like, even with puzzles, they put the puzzles together, glue it, and frame it.
Ah, yeah. Well, I want to do that for one of mine, but it's a double-sided one, so I want to frame it in glass. It's the Star Wars Episode 1 puzzle, where on one side it's the blueprints of the Naboo Starfighter, but on the other side it's the image of it like attacking the droid command ship. One of the best puzzles I've ever put together. I want to put that in a frame.
I can't say I've ever seen a double-sided puzzle.
They're so interesting because you say next time I'll do the other side. That's enough to make you want to read.
Or I could just get this sheet and just magically flip it over.
That was so hard. I tried
That's
many
a challenge
times.
in itself. I'm aware. Don't worry.
My brother actually had this wooden printed canvas of the first Batman film, and it was badass. I don't know why he ever got rid of it, but basically it's just the Batmobile with Batman standing next to it and says Batman, and that's about it. We would build it on that and try our best to flip it on that. Yeah, still not easy. Nah, you'd lose like half of it, and you'd think now I can put it back together, but then somehow you'd lose more. It happens. As soon as you think you're doing it right, you screw up.
Yeah, no, that's...
Alright, so...
I guess it's an anti-cheat tactic.
Yeah, so I'm just thinking. Alright, so you've played NES Remix 1 and 2? Or not?
NES Remix, no.
You haven't?
No, he hasn't downloaded or anything.
Okay, well, they're bringing out the Ultimate NES Remix for 3DS.
And that's going to be an actual hard copy.
It's a set... Oh yeah, that's right, yeah. So essentially it's the best of both of those games plus a little bit more, and what they do is they take all the 8-bit classics and they make you play through them with challenges instead of just playing them, and it's actually really fun. It's enough of a gimmick to say this is the best way to play these games. Well, not the best.
Oh, well, a lot of the times how they always used to do it is like speedruns and everything, and they actually have competitions of that.
Well, that's on there too. There's like a leaderboard, a global leaderboard.
Oh god.
Yeah, so I was doing that on NES Remix too, but for the Ultimate NES Remix, it's going to be a lot more competitive, and they've announced like a few different types of leaderboards, I think. Like, there's a few different competitions, whereas NES Remix 2 is just one set one that rotates like a few days or something like that.
I wish they did a 2-player versus, so that could be one of the verses.
That'd be sick, yeah. 2-player challenges on that. I mean, you can do it on the Wii U, obviously.
That's see why they haven't actually done that, because some of the 8-bit games were 2-player.
Well, yeah, I mean, remember the 4 score did come out on the NES too. They had 4-player games back then. Gauntlet started then, so here we go.
Okay, you may not be seeing me, Daniel, but I just freaked out for a second.
I heard.
Yeah. Okay, so there is a classic retro game that's coming out. It is Duck Hunt.
Oh yeah, that's right. So you can use the Wiimote for Duck Hunt.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh!
And I was like, why are they showing the Duck Hunt dog as a trailer for Super Smash Bros?
Exactly.
They've already released and announced him and all this such etc. And then it's like.
Well, see, now we see their real plans.
You're actually very wrong. They never did announce him. It was the fact that the community announced it.
Yeah, but that was their planned announcement, probably alongside with the Virtual Console, and he would have been a hidden character to unlock whilst people figured
it out. And maybe this is what they wanted to plan, to show this Virtual Console trailer and all that, but it didn't quite work out. But seeing as the Wii U version is coming out, they might have wanted to leave it till then.
It's the same thing with Avengers 2 in my mind. That's how I'm putting it. It got leaked, and then everyone else was like, awesome, are we going to get the announcement? And then the announcement came anyway, so it was like, yeah!
And it's really quite funny, because when you think about how Nintendo have done this, they've done it quite cleverly. Like, they've given us clues as to what their releases are going to be.
Yeah.
One of their big ones is that they made this very clear. Every character has 8 different coloured skins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why 8? And then, as you now know, we have an 8-player Smash.
Yeah. But who has 16? Little Mac.
Not just Little Mac.
Who else?
Wario also.
Oh yeah, also would Bowser Jr.? No, it's
Baby
8.
Bowser, yes, Baby Bowser himself has 8 separate colours, and then the other 8 are going to be the
So
Koopalings.
it'll be 16 skins, alright.
So some do have the additional
That's good.
skins, yeah.
I like that.
What were your thoughts on the whole 8-player?
The more the merrier.
Yeah.
You know what, that sounds pretty awesome.
I basically thought it was possible ever since, like, you know, Guitar Hero 6 had 8-player. Did you ever play that?
No.
You could do it with 4DS and, you know, then like the mic, guitar, drums, or 2 guitars, whatever, you know, but you could do 8 players on a game like that on the Wii. So the hardware was there, it was all available, they just had to make the software go with it.
I was playing Band Hero alone, so that's why I didn't know.
I never knew that.
Yeah, on Warriors of Rock, you could do 8 players on the Wii.
Was it like a 4v4?
No, it was like, well, it's really hard to explain because the DS game is so different. Like, if you've ever played Guitar Hero on DS, well, it's not really different, but it's just, you know, smaller. It's maybe more difficult to do the same things on it. It's just, it mixes it up, and like, yeah, in that game, anyone can jump in at any time as well. Like, you can come in halfway through the song.
Yeah, so drop it out. Like.
Yeah, so it was competitive in that sense. I don't know if it worked at all as a co-op, maybe. Like, 8 might be too much for that. I guess you just have a lot of music layered too, or maybe through the DS. It's I have to look into it again, to be honest. But the point is, the DS could connect to the Wii, and I've wanted the 3DS to connect to the Wii U for a long time now. Because when I did the Pokemon farm or whatever, how you get Mew, like from doing the 1,000 Pokemon uploads from Pearl and Diamond, I was trying to do that not that long ago, and I just said, well, why don't they just bring this out on Wii U and let everyone do it on the new games? Like X and Y, Ruby and Sapphire, maybe they should have, you know, Wii U connectivity.
Well, Nintendo's always been known to have some kind of connectivity with their handheld consoles.
Yeah,
the biggest one being the Game Boy Advance, when you could directly link up to some GameCube games, and your Game Boy Advance would also function. Like Wind Waker being the biggest example I can think of off the top of my head, is when someone could play as Tingle and essentially made that game co-op.
Wait, they played as Tingle? I never did it. I can do it.
Straight off. You played as Tingle. You had a bird's eye view of everything.
Wait, did you need Minish Cap? Like, did you need a game to be in the GBA, like Minish Cap or something?
No. So GBA had to be empty, and you essentially you needed this special little controller. Let me just grab it for you guys.
Hey, we've got it too. I've got it all right here as well. So I'm going to do the same thing. Okay.
All right, here we go. So I found it. So it was this little cable.
Yep.
So this is the one that ends up going into the top of the DS, or not DS, sorry, the Game Boy Advance. And you used to be able to transfer information through that because it essentially uses the same plug for the actual GameCube controller. And when you used to do that, you just ended up activating the Tingle controller in-game, and it would send information through. Pretty much like you can play games on your DS right now.
Show up the cord again, because Evan just stuck that.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you've got the, I remember seeing that. That's the, like, legitimate one. These were ones that were, like second release. It's because whilst it's essentially the exact same thing, yours just looks like it attaches better to the Game Boy itself, whilst mine is a little loose at times, which can be a huge hassle when you're playing Four Swords, because if someone disconnects, you go back to the start, and you're like, far out. But we have been doing all this. We are exploring the Game Boy Advance connectivity at this exact moment, because one of the best games to use it with, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. 4-player on that is too good.
I've always wanted to get that game, but I never could grab it.
Well, you're going to come around and play it, aren't you?
Sorry?
You're going to come around and play it, aren't you?
I'm down.
You have to pick them up to come.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. I'm going to follow that. But,
I pay for petrol. I probably always pick up some stuff as well.
The point being, I have been trying to find the best way to do 4 Game Boys connected to a GameCube sort of episode or stream or anything. I've been trying to figure out the best way to do it. And I love Crystal Chronicles multiplayer. It was fine single player. It's boring 2-player, but 3 or 4 and it's perfect. Because one player has to carry this. Yeah, well I've got 4 of those anyway, so
yeah, but these ones definitely lock in, because as you were mentioning, that some of them are a bit loose, so yeah, it's not just plug in, pull out. Like, I've got to use these 2 little tabs on the side and screw them in, because it locks it into the system.
Basically, this just slots into one of those. Like, it's got 2 plastic joints, one that goes up, one that goes down, and it just sort of goes in and then flicks into position, but it's really small. Like, it's not going to do much. It's like literally 3 millimeters of a thing holding it in. Way less than that. I exaggerated. Alright, so that's a good idea to keep in mind. No worries. But yes, I'm a massive fan of that, and you could do it with the Pokemon box. You could do it you could do it with Colosseum, and couldn't you? And Dark Gale or whatever it was.
Ah, yes, XD.
Yeah, I love that game. It's mad.
I wanted it pretty badly, and it was so difficult to find. But nowadays, it's like everywhere.
You can find it. Yeah, I know. I still remember when Game Traders opened up in Castle Hill, they had it in there, and then it was like a week later gone, and then it never popped up ever again. And everything they had only ever popped up once. One kid in Castle Hill was trading it in, and he was done with gaming, I guess. But
yeah, now Game Traders moved from Castle Hill over to Blacktown for us.
Yeah, I haven't been to the West Point one, to be honest.
Apparently there's a Penrith one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Penrith, but that's a new one.
Basically, power is always out of stock, I find, which is annoying.
Without a doubt.
But oh wow, this enemy's just see an enemy?
No,
enemies left. I'm running around on an empty field with no enemies for some reason.
Glitch.
Something better load somewhere. But
wait, there's something coming after you right there.
That's what I thought. I was right on it though.
Oh.
That's my ally, I think. No, it should be an enemy.
No, they're your allies.
Yeah, there's no enemies left, and yet I'm walking around. Okay, I'm gonna have to quit. So that's random. Good. Oh, Mr. Kuro's glitch. Don't even know how it happened.
I saw the peanut butter game was glitch thing, new glitch that he encountered, all that. The amount of glitching he does for different games is just hilarious. I couldn't help but laugh constantly. It is so funny.
I have a better one for you.
Yeah.
It's Puss in Stitches. Okay, so it's not. They are glitches, but the fact is that he uses corrupt data to do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In what?
So these are all ROMs. These are not actual cartridges.
Yeah.
But some of the stuff that he does, wow, it puts you in hysterics, or just. The games you loved are now as creepy as anything.
Oh man, I was watching PewDiePie do his Super Mario 64 Chaos Edition.
Oh, I haven't watched
That's nuts! Basically, the speed is like 1,000 and the jump just throws you across the screen, and you can press 2 buttons to skate on invisible turtle shell. It looks pretty sick.
That was one of the glitches that Peanut Butter Gamer did with Mario 64. He's like, oh yeah, let's do the entire thing in fast motion. But you're gonna die as soon as you hit something. And then it's like, out of nowhere, you explode into a coin and you die. Oh, so good. It definitely brought me laughing and made my night. But it's what got me into watching all that stuff was he does like a Zelda month every November. So just watching him talk about this stuff, and when he did that Ben Files thing for Majora's Mask, I just found it so creepy that I'm like, I'm gonna watch it again.
The creepypasta, yeah.
Yeah. And then the eerie music and all that. I'm just like, oh, why are you doing this to us?
Eerie music? I'm pretty sure that's the in-game music.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think so, yeah. But you made it more eerie or something. But I also remember in the Ocarina of Time, there was like a kind of, it could be the wrong version. He tried to select the empty file, and it just kept on deleting the other files he had. And I was like, oh, that's interesting.
We are registering an empty file here. Actually, that's not too out of the common, coming from a programming background. If it thinks that there's an empty file and there's not, it's going to try and force to make room, so obviously the first in line is going to be removed to make room for it. So somehow he stuffed off the system, and now it can't pick up that there was actually files there to begin with.
Yeah, he actually started off the Zelda month this year with the Zelda animation.
Mm-hmm.
And he hasn't seen it before because he thought it was pretty damn stupid. But he, of course, added the excuse me, princess count from the very first episode.
We should have had a count, but it's only about 20 anyway.
Yeah, and the way we live streamed it, I think we would need to do it again just because you could not hear us.
Oh yeah, no, the whole thing was just us trying to muck around, test it out or whatever. It's not easy to watch, obviously. A few people, no matter what, they said it's not easy to watch, but they still enjoyed it. So
yeah, but like if they heard a certain things, like we were talking about Halo, the Master Collection, and someone's like, "Oh, I heard Halo! What
are you talking about? I can't hear you." But that's just because I had it was just recording the audio from the webcam, which was placed right in front of the TV.
He literally had the microphone.
I just forgot to plug it in.
Yeah.
I didn't even take it out of my bag. I just set stuff up and said, I don't care, whatever, let's go. But it's not an animation. It's terrible, obviously.
It's a terrible story.
Yeah.
Now, I'm the one that's actually seen every episode.
It's set after Zelda 2. We did watch it all. It's set after Zelda 2, so it can be its own thing. It really can.
The funny thing is, Peanut Butter Gamer related it and compared to the Sonic animation, which he loved watching as a kid.
But it was as ridiculous as well.
Yeah.
Everyone knows the second Sonic show was better than the first. Because it was dark, it was well done.
Was a bit weird.
Yeah, exactly. But then they sort of kept trying to, I don't know, profit off that by releasing later series that followed a similar trend. Not a direct copy, but it obviously paid homage to that, which is fine for cartoons because you want the next Transformers season to be as good as the last one. You want the next Gundam series to be as good as the last one. You only want one Gundam series. What am I talking about? I just want to make that point. I had to take a tangent there somewhere. There is a new Gundam series. I forgot. Damn it. Sorry, I just took that off.
That's fine.
Do you think they would do a brand new Zelda U trailer for the new Nintendo Direct in December?
They were going to announce it. I thought they were actually going to do it sooner, but
I think they wanted to get the Majora's Mask out of the way so then they can focus more on the Zelda U announcement.
Imagine if we see first area gameplay.
Oh.
As in wherever he starts, whatever.
Yes.
If it's a village, if it's a whatever, maybe he starts off in a jail cell because he's wearing Ganondorf's gear, goddammit.
And you didn't know this until I mentioned it.
Yeah, but it's pretty obvious. Well, it's not his, but it's definitely, it's, again, I like using this word homage, but that's what I'm picking up.
Yeah.
There is some similar patterns that add up in the Zelda universe that are all over him. just all over him.
I don't know if they are going to mention anything more. I know that they said that they were going to mention Zelda related, like they weren't specific that it was going to be the Wii U, but a lot of people did think that, and then Majora's Mask came out, and I'm wondering, are they still going to mention the Wii U one, or are they done now? Or they
I think they
made us think they were going to go on about it.
No, I definitely remember them saying that they were going to mention it, like the end of the year one, so then December one, and I think personally they just wanted to get the Majora's Mask out of the way, and they're like, good, the community is excited about that. They can get over it, so we can focus on Zelda U.
They're sated, as it was, because Nintendo fans can be insatiable. It is true. They get demands, and Nintendo doesn't listen to that. Well, they do now, or they always have, but they do it their way. That's the thing.
Always gotta be their way.
And a lot of people were saying the same thing about Blizzard and Pixar, mainly due to how they always capture the hearts of every single person on the planet, even though it's a very, like, the product they're making is designed for a certain crowd, but everyone connects to it. Like the StarCraft 2 campaign, right? How emotional was it?
No spoilers, please.
Oh, you haven't played it?
No, I played it.
Wait, Wings of Liberty?
I'm still on it.
Okay, it's very emotional.
Okay.
Let's just say that. The whole thing is a ride, and it was really worth playing through it. Same can be said for Heart of the Swarm, and I'm very much looking forward to whatever the Protoss one's going to be called. There is a name somewhere, I forget though.
Now I've forgotten it, and they've only just started mentioning it right now, like it's been pretty hot news of late. With
still
the
a year and a half
coming out.
Yeah. They'll take their time though. I remember thinking that StarCraft 2 was going to come out in 2008. Nah, not a chance.
Yeah, me as well.
And then Heart of the Swarm.
I was really disappointed in though.
Yeah.
Is you've played Brood War, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Oh, that's upsetting. That's emotional too.
Did you ever get to the secret level in it?
Yeah, absolutely. And they didn't even touch on it. What are the hybrids that we're looking for? Not these giant alien Zelnaga creatures. We want Zotos. Zotos, that's it.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, that's what we want. But, did Samir Duran return? I swear he did. I can't remember, but he should.
I don't think he did.
But they can still touch on that, obviously.
No, hold on, he was killed right at the very end.
Yeah.
At the very, very end.
Wait, of Brood War?
Yeah.
No. He definitely was not. I swear he was... Someone kills him. God damn it, I just don't know who. Oh well. I have to revise my StarCraft, it seems, so I might muck around on StarCraft 64 for no reason.
You guys know Battlecry.
Oh dear.
Yeah?
I'm sorry, RTSs do not belong on a console with a controller.
Oh, they really don't, and I agree with you, because I remember trying to play Command & Conquer on the 64, and I was just really angry at it. I'm like, why are there no moving pictures? Why does it all look ridiculous? And, what? And other people defended it, and then Red Alert came out on PlayStation, and they kept trying to do it. Like, even Warcraft 2 came out on PlayStation, and that was... Look, the strategies don't work, but I'm happy for them to keep bringing out Diablo to console.
No,
which they always have.
Done it in a very, very specific way now. They've made that for console purely. It was a rebuild mechanic thing.
But they had done it before, with 2 and 1.
They have, but I've actually had the hands-on with the newest one, and they've actually improved massively in comparison to what they did. They're actually taking the controller into consideration this time. They're not just saying, oh, let's kind of change some key bindings to the controller so you can use it. No, they've made it so it is much simpler for a controller, and it feels natural.
That's good.
But in saying that, it's still not perfected, but it is a massive step in comparison to what they had in the past.
And can you do... Like, it does in split screen. Obviously, it does just one arena view. Is it 4-player co-op?
Correct.
Alright.
Hey, Daniel.
Yes.
Do you know the game Battlecry?
Can't say I do.
Okay, never mind. I got an email.
No, I do.
Yeah.
I almost got a hands-on demo of it over at PAX again.
Well, here we go. Quantum, our college, is giving me a free T-shirt and beta keys for the for the game. If you want it, I can grab it for you tomorrow.
That's awesome.
Hands down.
Yeah, okay, alright. I'll ask the reception tomorrow.
So Bethesda are publishing it, are they?
Yeah, they were just nice. Yeah, they were just nice of us to like give it to the college. I'm like, I'll see if anyone I know wants a t-shirt, a free t-shirt, and beta key.
Oh, well, I'm gonna have to look into that. I have no idea about it.
Well, see if it was
Try and get
something
more.
like.
Just say literally. Can I have like 3 more?
Are you in Quantum? Yeah, you're in Quantum tomorrow. What time?
Well, it starts at 9, but the teacher doesn't get there till 9:15, so I'll get there around 9:15, and I'll probably finish around 2:43, 3:30. Whenever I feel like the class is finished.
Try and stop by. I'm near Central, and I can always come and visit you.
Okay, cool. I'll probably get it first thing in the morning anyway, so just send me a text.
Well, you can always email the key. Or text the key.
I can just give
T-shirt.
Oh yeah, hang on a second.
T-shirts, man.
Yeah. Hey, free gaming t-shirts are always worth it. And I actually don't have that many. The one I love, the one free shirt that I love the most is my Far Cry 2 shirt. Which I got from Game Traders in Castle Hill. What's on that?
Hopefully you can see that actually.
Yeah, cool.
I went to Critical Hit and bought a shitload of them.
Yes, I saw your t-shirts.
That
I'm like,
fantastic.
yeah, we saw these t-shirts at Comic Con.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I was like, I really wanted that Dark Link one.
Yeah.
Because it looked exactly like the artwork that I follow
I'll
on
go grab it.
Instagram.
Give me a second. Keep talking.
Yeah. No, well, we are slowly wrapping up here. So this will be our little last show and tell, at least for the camera. You know, we can always stop recording and keep chatting. No worries. Oh, yeah, I saw that one, yeah. That's fantastic too, yeah.
And
I love that one.
He got the... Did you get the Dark Link one?
Yeah, I'm looking for it now.
Okay.
They're all up on my Facebook page, actually.
Did you get the name of the person who was selling these?
No, so I picked this up from the actual site you can grab them from. It is criticalhit.com.au. They are Australian based, and I found out this when I was in Melbourne, that their actual headquarters is in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And they have everything pop culture. It is amazing. I've been following their site for a while, but really excited when I discovered that they were actually close by. I went in there and immediately caved and almost bought the entire store if I could.
Nice.
Plenty of t-shirts that were amazing. You can grab them all there. I got a Gengar one with each Ghastly Haunter and the Gengar. So, definitely show him on my Facebook page. But yeah, we'll quickly wrap this up for now. But some of the sites and things that we mentioned, go check them out as well, guys.
Yeah, along with the basically with the YouTube video that I upload for this, anything that we talked about, if it's hard to find, I'll have some links down there. I'll try and do a good description for it. So basically, Dan, thanks for coming along from D4n Games. Do you have a logo or anything yet?
No, so I'm still in development of actually doing something more public. Now, I've always been afraid to kind of become public, but since recent events and motivation, I'll start to become more and more so.
Yay, good
as
for
things
you.
progress.
No worries. Well, guys, thanks for coming along to watch and chat, and we'll see you next time.